Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing happy. Hope you all are doing blessed, doing safe, and doing well. As you can see, I am going live on Twitch. This will be my final stream of 2024, and I am using StreamYard. So I'm kind of doing this off the fly. So if I'm having to do it with my phone or stuff like that, I do apologize. But I want to go 2023 outright. I want to leave it right as I could. Okay. And this is really the best way I can do this. Now, we're going to be talking about some of the stuff I've noticed this past year. We're going to also be looking forward to 2024. Okay. But by all accounts, this will be my final stream for 2023. Let me see if I can't get any comments up here. See if there's anyone in here. No one's coming here yet, so I'm going to give them a few more minutes. But basically, this is going to be it. My final stream of 2023. I'm doing it on Twitch. I will be uploading this to YouTube, Odyssey, and Rumble. So please check those out. If you haven't already, let me see if I can't get it on here. I do have a Twitter page, X, whatever you're going to call it. I mean, I don't know what to call it anymore. But anyway, let me check something out here. So this is just going to be just a just chatting stream. Okay, that's basically what this is going to be. Is a just chatting stream. All right, I'm just going to be talking about like what all I've noticed this past year and all that. But if you haven't already, please subscribe to my Twitter. That's where you're going to find out all the stuff that's going on in terms of my streams and everything. I also have a Rumble, and this is not it. So let me get on my Rumble channel for you. If I ever do get onto it, let me put this like that. And then let's go to my channels. And let's go to now my Rumble channel is called The Shadows Lair. And this is it right here. I just started it a couple months ago, so not a whole lot of stuff is on there. So please give it time to come on there. But yeah, this is my Rumble channel. And I've also got an Odyssey channel, and let me get that on for you. So we'll go over here to Odyssey, and we'll wait for it to load up. And then we'll go to, let's see what we got here. My channels. And like I said before, I'm not planning anything out tonight, so keep that in mind. But this here is my Odyssey channel right here. I've got a few more of my videos on here. I've still got my geek reports, but also got a couple more of my gameplay videos and special commentaries. We're going to talk about a few things tonight. And then, if I can ever do it right, I'm going to go over to my YouTube channel. So we'll go over to YouTube and we'll check it out. And like I said before, I'm not planning anything now, okay? I'm just going to go by whatever I feel is right, okay? That's basically what I'm going to go as. And let me, talk show. Okay, I got that. Okay. So basically, I'm just going by whatever feels right, okay? So this is not going to be planned. It's just how I'm going to do it, okay? And let's see, view your channel. And if you haven't already, this here is going to be my YouTube channel. And I'm going to shut that off. And this here is my YouTube channel right here. I've got a lot more stuff on here in terms of my book reviews, geek reports, and gameplay videos. So please check it out when you can. So what are we going to talk with first? Let's look back to 2023. And let me put my face up all the way up on here so that way you don't see my channel. But 2023, there was a couple of big stuff that happened in 2023. But let's start with the big thing I noticed, and that was Disney, okay? Now, I'm going to put here scandals. If I ever type right, scandals Disney, okay? And when you type in scandals Disney at Bing or Google, this is what you get right here. Okay. Now let's type in 2023. Right here, Disney scandals, all that. Now, why am I talking about this? Because 2023 was the year that Disney fell. Okay. If you just go through half of these links, and there's like links all over the place, okay, about this, whether it be the Ron DeSantis stuff, whether it be, the bad movie reviews, bad game reviews, whether it be how they mishandled Star Wars and Marvel, it don't matter. This year was all about Disney falling, okay? The House of Mouse literally collapsing. But I do have hope for 2024 when it comes to Disney. So let me kind of give you the background, because maybe you don't know what's going on at Disney. So basically, Disney's had a bad couple of years. Okay, they had a great start with The Mandalorian, but the past couple of years they've messed everything up. Whether it be Marvel or Star Wars, Indiana Jones, even the Pixar stuff. Pixar used to be one of the biggest animation studios there was. Now even they're kind of being dragged under from all this garbage that's going on at Disney, okay? Well, first you had Bob Iger. Then he was replaced by Bob Chapek. And then Bob Iger came back, 11, 12 months later? So he really didn't leave. Well, the reason I have hope for what's coming on with Disney is that we've got what amounts to a civil war brewing in Disney. And you're going to hear that probably again tonight, civil war. Okay, I will. I'm not going to lie to you. But there is a Disney civil war that has been brewing for a long time. And I think it's going to finally come to a head tonight. Well, not tonight, but in 2024. Okay. In 2024, it's going to come to a head. And it's all going to revolve around two people, Bob Iger and Nelson Peltz. Now, who's Nelson Peltz? Okay. So let's go back over to our good old friend Bing, and let's look at Nelson Peltz. So who is Nelson Peltz? Well, he is the head of what they call Trian Funding, Trian Management. You're going to hear that name come up when talking about Disney, okay? Here's the thing about Nelson Peltz. He is known for turning around properties that have been destroyed, okay? He's known for turning around businesses, okay? He is not a guy who cares about messaging or wokeness or any of that nonsense. Now, maybe he does, and I just don't know about it, but by all accounts, he doesn't care about that. He cares about making people money and making himself money, okay? He comes at this from a standpoint of a business standpoint, okay? For the past 2 years, what Disney has been doing has not worked. Now, what does this have to do with Nelson Peltz and how he is going to do things? Well, here's the thing. Back in February, March sometime, Nelson Peltz wanted more board seats on the Disney board, okay? And in order to stop this, Bob Iger made certain promises. He said he was going to make dramatic cuts and that, movies were going to start doing good again and all this other stuff. Well, a couple of things have happened since then. First off, and let me get my face on full here so that way you're not just looking at that. So first off, we had South Park enter the Pandaverse. Now, this basically made Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, and Disney look like complete idiots. I mean, this was... if you remember the 70s show where they said, burn, burn, they would say burn all the time. This was like a nuclear burn, okay? But it was a shot across Disney's bow. Because people who maybe didn't know what was going on at Disney or maybe didn't really care, they may have watched the South Park episode or at least heard about it through Twitter, through Facebook, through Instagram. And they probably now know what's going on with Disney, okay? Now, this was a huge, huge burn for Disney in terms of Bob Iger and in terms of Kathleen Kennedy. They basically placed the fact that we've had all these crappy movies at Kathleen Kennedy's feet. Okay? And I'm not just talking about Star Wars. I'm talking about anything that was woke. Okay? Any movie that was woke, they basically placed this at Kathleen Kennedy's feet. Okay? That's basically what they did. And let me take care of something right now. So let me move this over here. We're going to move this over here. And then we'll move this over here. We'll expand that out. We'll expand this out. And then we're all done. Okay. So I apologize for that. I'm trying to get kind of everything all sorts situated here. Okay. But this South Park episode basically laid everything at Kathleen Kennedy's feet. Okay. And that's what it did. It basically laid the blame for everything at her feet. Okay. Let me check something. I want to check my settings here for a second. Audio. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, they basically laid the blame for everything at Kathleen Kennedy's feet. Let me put that right there. All right. And people saw this and agreed with it. They said, yo, this is what's going on. Let me check my Twitter. Okay. So, anyway, they basically laid the blame that for not just Star Wars and Marvel, but for any property that had been destroyed by political nonsense, okay? They basically laid it at Kathleen Kennedy's feet. They basically said, this is all your fault. And there were a lot of people who agreed with that statement. She had Star Wars. She had control over Star Wars. She could do whatever she wanted with Star Wars, okay? And she literally had the golden goose, okay? You literally could take a pile of crap, okay? You could stamp the word Star Wars on it, sell it as taunting poop, and make money off of it. But since she has got it, she has destroyed the brand to where big name directors are coming out and saying they want nothing to do with Star Wars. Here, let me show you a story I saw a while back. So this is, now I'm going to Google, I'm going to Bing this because I use Bing more than Google. So directors not wanting to work for Lucasfilm. This is some of the directors, okay? Let's see here. So, okay, so we have so these are just some of the directors if I can find it. No, I don't want that. Okay. There we go. No, I ain't it. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, right here. Let's see here. So this is from Screen Rant, and it said here, why directors not wanting to work for Lucasfilm. Okay. Now let me scroll down here. So let's see if this shows it. Now there's the woman who's started all this, okay? I mean, since she's had Star Wars, okay, it has gone downhill. Okay? It literally has gone downhill. So let's see here. It doesn't say here. It doesn't say here, but I know there's like directors who have come out and said, yo, I don't want to work with Lucasfilm. Why would anyone want to work with Lucasfilm? And there's a reason behind that. Okay? There really is a reason behind that. I mean, Patty Jenkins went and announced a Rogue Squadron film and it was scrapped. It don't matter like what type of film it is. It's going to get until they actually start filming the stuff. It's not a done deal when you're at Lucasfilm. And it was all laid at Kathleen Kennedy's feet. It was all laid at her feet. Okay? This was not something that just happened over years. I mean, you're talking about Star Wars, okay? Let's not even consider Marvel for a second. That's a whole nother beast right there. But you're talking Star Wars. One of the biggest franchises in the world. A franchise that over decades has built up a fan base where people went and saw it in the 70s, took their kids to see it in the 80s. Those kids took their kids to see the prequel trilogy in the 90s. Then in the early 2000s, then right around the 90s, they had remasters of some of the Star Wars films. And even if you didn't go see the remasters, okay, those kids who went and saw the prequel trilogy went and took their kids, okay? So, like, for all intents and purposes, Kathleen Kennedy, Bob Iger, whoever you want to blame for this at this point, brought down an IP that George Lucas built over 30, 40 years, okay? 30, 40 years George Lucas built an IP. It took her 10 years to destroy, okay? And maybe you don't blame Kathleen Kennedy. Maybe you blame Bob Iger for not maybe stopping her or something, okay? I don't know. But what I'm getting at is Nelson Peltz is going to look at this as a business standpoint. He's going to say, this ain't working, and this ain't working. And he's going to start making some significant changes. Some really big, significant changes. Okay? So I truly believe that there is a Disney Civil War coming, and it's going to come to a head in 2024. Okay? But my main question is, where is Jon Favreau in all this? Now, let me get on his Twitter here, because, like, I am following Jon Favreau. And I'm trying to figure out where he is in all this. Because he's not said hide nor hair since, I don't know when. Let's see here. Favreau. I mean, he has not said hide nor hair about anything. I think it's been like a while since people. And let's not forget that she also fired Gina Carano. Let's don't forget that. I mean, like I said before, this is not going to be like a stream that's set up ready, okay? I'm just using the force tonight, okay? Anyway, so like, this is Jon Favreau's Twitter page, okay? The last tweet he made was February 19th, 2020. And as you can see, I am following him. And, like, where's his congratulation to, Dave Filoni? Where's anything about him being in Star Wars? I mean, he's got posts about The Mandalorian and Season 2 of The Mandalorian and all that. But where's the Mandalorian Season 3 stuff? Look where it says right here. It says actor, writer, director. Okay? Why ain't it saying actor, writer, director of The Mandalorian? Or actor, writer, director at Star Wars or Lucasfilm or whatnot? And this past year, I have to wonder if maybe something didn't happen at Jon Favreau. Now, a couple things come to my mind, okay? And I got to wipe my glasses off here. A couple things come to my mind, okay? First thing that comes to my mind is this. Is that he's just there in name only, okay? That he's only there in name only, all right? That while they still say he's there, he's not involved in any of the projects, okay? Because they know that the moment they kick Jon Favreau to the curb, you're going to have a mass exodus of people leaving Disney. You're going to have a mass exodus of people leaving, okay? People are going to be getting out in droves, okay? So I firmly believe that that's one of the things we're looking at. Another thing is that maybe he was secretly let go from Lucasfilm, okay? And they just haven't fully announced it yet. All right? And maybe he's waiting for them to make the full announcement that he's no longer part of Lucasfilm or anything. Let me sit here and search for Jon Favreau status at Lucasfilm. Let's see what Bing brings up. Okay, it said. So let's see. Let me go over the news here for a second. So it says here, 11 days ago, I mean, there ain't nothing about his status on Lucasfilm. Okay. Now you go back over here to search, and it says here, Jon Favreau signed the same deal with Lucasfilm. Let's see what this says here, because this is the first I'm hearing of this. Okay, so that's just about his signing the deal after the success of the Mandalorian. Oops, sorry about that, y'all. But like, here's the deal, okay? And I'm just going to be honest with you. All right, I see a couple of scenarios playing out when it comes to Jon Favreau. First scenario, I think he's just there in name only. He ain't involved in any projects right now. Okay, because they know the moment they let him go, you're going to see a mass exodus of people leaving Disney Plus. I truly believe that. And my stream is starting to lag a little bit, so I might have to cut this off and boot it back up here in a second because my stream is starting to lag here a little bit. So let me bring up a new window here. So anyway, like I was saying, basically, and let me get present, share screen. There we go. Share. Okay. All right. So like, well, I'm trying to. I don't want that. Okay. So I see a couple scenarios going on with Jon Favreau. First off, he's there in name only. Secondly, they have let him go. They just not made an official announcement, which I'm not sure about that one. I think that's the least possibility right there. Because Jon Favreau brought in a lot of people with The Mandalorian after the failures of the Star Wars films. Now, I loved Rogue One, okay? I hated Solo. I hated The Last Jedi. I hated The Rise of Skywalker. But, like, I enjoyed The Force Awakens, okay? The Force Awakens was okay. And I know that's a kind of a hot take, but let me explain why that's a hot take. Okay, let me just explain why that's a hot take. All right. The reason it's a hot take is because I thought the Force Awakens was a good movie to begin with. But when they went to The Last Jedi and they went to The Rise of Skywalker, they lost me. Okay. Now, were there problems with The Force Awakens? Yes, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely, there were problems with The Force Awakens. And they could have corrected those problems with The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Instead, it felt like they were going for broke. They said, oh, okay, well, we're not going to worry about what the fans are saying. We're just going to do our own thing when you're trying to get these fans in, okay? And when people started hearing about what was going on at The Last Jedi during this Rise of Skywalker, they weren't happy. And you know, they could have corrected course and they didn't. Okay? There could have been so many things they could have done in The Last Jedi that really would fix the problems in The Force Awakens. An example would have been the Luke and Rey relationship. Okay? I mean, there's that scene where Luke Skywalker is looking over some type of rocks. Okay? And it looks like a grave. And everyone, me included, thought, oh my God, he's looking over the grave of Mary J. Skywalker, okay, who's one of the biggest characters in Star Wars Legends now, but it used to be the extended universe stuff, okay? Everyone thought, okay, that is Mary J. Skywalker's grave. But in The Last Jedi, they completely nuked that idea. Rey hands in the lightsaber and he just throws it over his back, okay? I hated that. And there were so many other things I hated about The Last Jedi. Okay? For example, that last scene with Rey. And one of my big problems with Rey is not the actress who played Rey. I think Daisy Ridley could be a great actress. I do believe she is a great actress. Okay? My problem is the material she was given. Okay? And that's the same for everyone who worked on Star Wars, from The Force Awakens to The Rise of Skywalker. They were given garbage material from people who probably really didn't care about the saga at all. Okay? And I'm not talking about like just the directors. I'm talking about the people behind the scenes. Okay? You know, I really do not believe that Kathleen Kennedy hates Star Wars. I believe that she does not care about Star Wars, and that she only sees Star Wars as a way to push something. Okay, whereas George Lucas and all these other directors who have come before him, they weren't trying to push anything. They were just trying to tell a good story. Okay, that's the difference between George Lucas and Kathleen Kennedy. George Lucas was just trying to tell a good story. Okay, Kathleen Kennedy was trying to push something. Okay, she was trying to be all political. Okay, whereas in George Lucas, his first priority was story. But then he allowed maybe he allowed a little politics to get into it. An example would be the correlation between, like, Vietnam and the rebels, and there's just so many stuff in Star Wars. Okay, but you don't see it. Okay, and the way he set it up was, he told the story first. Okay, that was his prime objective, to tell a story. Okay, and you really didn't notice any of the political stuff. And he took pieces of myth that we know of, like the story of Excalibur, the Dark Lords, and all that other stuff that we know of, like the whole thing about the young treating the old, like the story from Merlin and Excalibur and all that. And he brought it into a modern setting, okay? And that was what's the difference between George Lucas and Kathleen Kennedy. Kathleen Kennedy got the saga and immediately thought, I could use this to push something. Whereas George Lucas just wanted to tell a good story. Okay? And that's the same with the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy. Everything he did, he was just trying to tell a story. But as soon as Kathleen Kennedy got a hold of it, she tried to push something. Her primary focus was to push politics instead of story. And I'm kind of getting off on a rant here about Star Wars. But let me move on from Star Wars to Marvel. I used to be a comic book reader. Okay? I really did. I liked Captain America. I liked, The Shadow. I read the Jericho comics, the comics about the show Jericho. I read comics, but I was a hardcore Captain America fan. And it pains me to see what Marvel has become. I stopped reading comics after the whole Captain America Hell Hydra stuff. And let me get that on here for you, okay? Maybe you'll remember it. But it happened during a series they called Dark Reign. Okay? Let me see. Yeah, Hell Hydra. Okay, so images. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, he said it in the movies. But it was a different context than when he said it here, okay? It's a completely different context. And this is the scene I'm talking about right here. If it ever comes on. There it goes. This is the scene right here, okay? This happened during a comic book series called Dark Reign, where basically Captain America was made out to be a evil Hydra agent since he became Captain America. Now, I gave them 2 or 3 issues to try to correct this. I thought, okay, maybe he's like undercover or something, or maybe they knew what they were getting themselves into, something. But after 2 or 3 issues, I just said, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. Goodbye. I'm not wasting my money on this garbage anymore. I'm done. Now, I look at Marvel today. I look at it today and it pains me. It literally pains me to see what Marvel has become. Okay, it hurts me to see what Marvel has become. All right, because you see what was Avengers Endgame, the Infinity War saga. Okay, and you just see a slow decline since then. I think we're now in phase 4. There's been a couple of stuff I've seen since Avengers Endgame. Okay, I enjoyed Miss Marvel. I thought they have a good sound foundation with Miss Marvel. I really do. Okay, a lot of people don't like Miss Marvel. I thought it was okay. Okay, it wasn't spectacular. Okay, I saw it when it came on ABC. I have not had a Disney Plus subscription. Good night. Oh, over a year now. I think it was like late 20. Let's see. It was right after season 2 of The Mandalorian. Okay, when I felt they did Gina Carano wrong, that I let go of my Disney Plus subscription. So I remember seeing that. I saw season 1 of Loki. I saw Hawkeye. I saw Star Wars Visions and season 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian. And God, I need something to drink in here. My mouth's getting dry. Well, anyway, but like, yeah, like just to see what Marvel has become is just wrenching because everything that you hear coming out of Marvel is complete and utter garbage. I mean, just complete and utter garbage. And that's why I think we're gearing up for a Marvel Civil War. And I don't mean Marvel Civil War, but I mean a overall Disney Civil War. I think on one side you're going to have Nelson Peltz, okay, who now has an ally with Ike Perlmutter. If you don't know what that's going on about, basically Ike was fired from Marvel right after Bob Iger came on and took control of Marvel. He fired Ike Perlmutter. So Ike Perlmutter has an axe to grind, okay? He has an axe to grind. I will admit that, but he has every right to have that axe to grind, okay? Because the company that he worked at, that he built at, that he got his start at, is being completely destroyed by this political nonsense. And now it's spreading to Marvel, Star Wars, and Pixar. And even the parks, you know. All you got to do is Google 2023 Disney scandals to find out what's going on. Just this year alone, they lost the Reedy Creek Development Project. They had a ton of scandals involving Disneyland parks in terms of, how am I going to say it without getting demonetized or something? In terms of men and women, okay, let me put it to you like that. They had that going on. They had a ton of scandals involving how bad their movies were doing. I mean, Captain Marvel 2, which came out a couple of months ago, is now probably one of the worst performing films in history. Okay, in terms of how much it cost to make versus how much it actually did make. Okay, I mean, I think I heard somewhere where, let me find out how much. Let's see, the Marvels. That's what Captain Marvel 2 to me is. It's the Marvels film. The Marvels. The Marvels income. Let's see here. So this is what Bing is saying. It's saying that let's see what we got here. Yeah, see? Yeah, it says right here, lowest grossing movie in MCU history, right here. Let's see what Variety is saying about it. Let's see here. So basically, it made 80 million in North America and 197 million globally. Okay, that's how much the Marvels made. Okay, as of the writing of that article, which I do believe was on December 3rd, 2023. Now, compare that to what Avengers Endgame made. Avengers, let me see here. How much did Avengers Endgame make? Okay. It made $2.8 billion. And the Marvels, let me see if I can't. Let me see how much the Marvels made. Let's see how much it made. 76 million. And that's just at the US box office. Okay. Now down here it said how much money has, let's see, the Marvel's box office history, flops in the era. And that's November 24th. How much did the Marvels make overall? $76 million at the U.S. box office. That's it. That's how much they made. Compare that to the $202.8 billion. Okay, not even close. Not even close. So yeah, I think in the 2024 we're going to see a Disney Civil War. We're going to see Nelson Peltz, Ike Perlmutter, and more than likely George Lucas on one side of it, who are tired of the nonsense, who want to get things back on an even keel. Let's see here. And I think on the other side of the stream, you're going to see Kathleen Kennedy, Bob Iger, and all those who want to keep on going down the same path. Okay. And I really do. And I'm really starting to feel now, right now, this is still New Year's 2023. The new year hasn't even started yet. But yeah, I'm really starting to feel as if, like, yeah, next year, the Disney Civil War is going to blow out because we are going to see basically what we're going to see is this fight take place between profits and the message. That's what we're going to see. We're going to see Nelson Peltz on one side talking about profits with Ike Perlmutter. I fully suspect George Lucas will be there if he ain't already. On the other side, we're going to see Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy just trying to tread water, just trying to hold him back. And I think it's finally going to come to a breaking point. And I think all the investors behind Disney, I mean, investors are jumping ship like crazy right now. South Carolina, which I think they invested $100 million. Hold on, let me find out. Carolina investment Disney. Let me see here. Okay, so it's South Carolina. Okay, I thought it was North Carolina. But anyway, South Carolina. Yeah, see right here. And let me get it back on here. And it says here, South Carolina is going to pull $105 million of their funds from Disney. Now, you're probably asking, well, why has South Carolina got money in Disney? Well, it's simple. Because they're trying to make money for, their employees and all that stuff. But they're pulling that out now. Okay? They're pulling it out now. So that's just one example of people pulling out away from Disney. Okay? That's just one big example. All right? And I think that this next year, I think it's going to probably start in the early part of the year, but I think it'll really come to a head right around the next earnings call, or maybe right around June or July. I think that's when it's really going to kick into high gear. I think for the next couple of months, you're going to see it build. And you're going to see, Nelson Peltz has already announced he wants more board seats. Okay. He's already announced he wants this proxy fight. Okay. By all accounts, from my perspective, I'm not a businessman. I'm just a guy who likes watching Marvel films and Disney films and Star Wars films and stuff like that. So I'm not like an investment guy. But by all accounts, he knows Bob Iger is screwing up. He knows Kathleen Kennedy is screwing up. And he figures it's time to change things. All right? So I fully expect this to happen. But Disney ain't the only company that this is doing it on. Okay? We're also seeing something similar happen over at Activision. Now, if you don't know what's going on with Activision, they've had a bad couple of years. Okay? Now, I love the Modern Warfare 2019. Okay? Yes, it has problems with, like, the maps and stuff. And let me kind of get to you what I'm trying to get at here. But, yeah, I enjoyed Modern Warfare 2019. I liked Cold War. I hated Vanguard. I did not buy Modern Warfare 2022. Okay? And I did not buy Modern Warfare 2023. Yet. I say that yet. Okay? Because if things change, I might very well buy it. But, yeah, totally. I bought Modern Warfare 2019, enjoyed it a little bit. I enjoyed Cold War. I played the beta for Vanguard, absolutely hated it. Didn't buy it. Didn't buy Modern Warfare 2022. Don't intend to. I'm not going to. And as of right now, I'm not going to buy Modern Warfare 2023, but I might. And I say I might because there are big changes happening at Activision. Okay. Now, one of the big change that happened at Activision, and it happened this past week, and I'm going to talk about it on my first Geek Report. Bobby Kotick left. You're probably wondering why this is important. Bobby Kotick ran Activision. Okay. He basically was under Activision, and let me get this off here. He was under Activision, okay? He ran it, okay? So every decision that was made from, I think it was like 30 years, 10, 20 years, something like that, he ran Activision. Every decision concerning Call of Duty went through him. So from 2019, actually it was a little bit earlier before that, okay? All the skill-based matchmaking stuff, all the bundle stuff, all that. When it comes to all that why consider price gouging? Okay, it happened under his watch. Okay, and I think that there's going to be some massive changes happening at Activision now that Phil Spencer of Microsoft is going to probably take over because Bobby Kotick is gone. He left on December 29th. I'm going to talk about more of this on my Geek Report, but like, yeah, he is gone. Okay, and now it's in Phil Spencer's hands. And he's going to look at what worked and what doesn't. And he didn't buy Call of Duty for $6 billion just to see it fail. Okay? And a lot of people are putting their hopes in him. Now, I believe the proof is in the pudding. Okay? I really do. If he is smart, if Phil Spencer wants to bring back Call of Duty and really wants to make his money back, he's going to remove skill-based matchmaking. He's going to bring back Ping is King. He's going to perhaps even make Modern Warfare 2022 and 2023 free to play. Okay? Make it entirely free to play. Now he doesn't have to do that, okay? But the first two, I would definitely, honestly, tell you the truth, yes. Remove skill-based matchmaking, bring back Ping is King, bring back the Pick 10 system. I fully expect that DMZ, when it comes to Call of Duty, I fully expect DMZ to die out. I think that they're just keeping it on there for right now, but I fully expect it to be gone. I am curious, though, if they do remove DMZ, if they're going to bring zombies into the Warzone side of things. See, you've got Warzone, which is free to play, which is part of Call of Duty. And then you got Modern Warfare 3. Warzone has DMZ and Warzone, okay? Modern Warfare 3 has zombies, they have multiplayer, and they have the campaign. The campaign, from everything I've heard, is complete garbage. Multiplayer is not that much better. Zombies is where everyone is flocking to. Okay, from what I'm hearing, everyone loves zombies. I played it during the free-to-play weekend. I wanted to check it out, and I also wanted to level up some guns for Warzone. And since then, I haven't played Call of Duty, which I think the free-to-play weekend was maybe 2-3 weeks ago, somewhere like that. So, yeah, I've not played Call of Duty since then. I just got a new game called Assassin's Creed Mirage. I plan on playing that the first of the year. But, yeah, like, let me put it to you like this. If Phil Spencer wants to bring back Call of Duty, if he wants to make his money back and not have a dying franchise, okay, because I can guarantee you right now, Battlefield is licking his chops. And not just Battlefield, but Apex Legends, Respawn Entertainment. They could bring back Titanfall 3. This would be a perfect time for them to bring back Titanfall 3. There's so much that could happen that literally, and y'all gonna have to give me a minute here, okay? I gotta take care of something, and I will be Okay, I apologize for that. My cat started fighting, and I had to go deal with it. But like I was saying, if Phil Spencer wants to save Star Wars, okay, he wants to save Star Wars, and not. Oh my goodness, my cat's got me so screwed up, it ain't even funny. But anyway, if Phil Spencer wants to save Marvel, no. If Phil Spencer wants to save Call of Duty, here's what he needs to do: remove skill-based matchmaking, bring back the pick 10 system. If he removes DMZ, make zombies both free to play as well as being part of Modern Warfare 3. Okay? Make that happen. All right? Give Call of Duty a break. And what I mean by that is we're already hearing stuff about Call of Duty Black Ops 2025. All right? We know there's going to be a new Call of Duty next year, 2024, that's going to be part of the Black Ops storyline. And from all accounts, it's going to be called Black Ops Gulf War. Okay? I think that he needs to come out and announce, okay, after Gulf War, we're going to take a break. We're going to take a breather. And we're going to really give you the best experience we can. Okay? This whole yearly schedule thing, it's good for a little bit. Okay? But this has been going on for 20 years now, where there's been a new Call of Duty coming out every single year. Eventually, it's come to the point where you know it's fall when a new Call of Duty comes out. You know it's either, it's springtime when a new Call of Duty trailer comes out. Okay? So, yeah, I think that they need to take a break. Okay? I think after Call of Duty 2024, Phil Spencer needs to announce, hey, we're going to take whatever is in 2025. And by all accounts, by all the rumors we're hearing, it's going to be Call of Duty Gulf War. Not Gulf War, but a Black Ops 2 sequel. I loved Black Ops 2, okay? Full on admit, I loved Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I thought it was the pinnacle of Call of Duty. It and Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. But anyway, like I said before, they need to basically announce that Call of Duty 2025, whatever it's going to be, needs to be pushed back to 2026. Okay? Give them 2 years to really iron this out. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, they can't do that. They can't have a Call of Duty for a whole year. I'm not saying they do that. What I'm saying is a full-fledged game needs to be pushed back to 2026. But for 2025, they need to come out with some kind of DLC or something. Okay, they could do that. Make a simple DLC that has maybe some extra campaign levels, some extra multiplayer maps, sell it for about $24, $25, or even a remake. A couple years ago, they came out with a remake for Modern Warfare 2. Okay, I bought it. I bought the campaign remake. Okay, this past Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, they started coming out with Modern Warfare 2 maps that were remastered. Okay, in 2025, if they decide to do a DLC, they can have extra campaign missions for Gulf War. Okay, and they can also come out with a remastered Modern Warfare 3. Or if they want to start getting the hype up for whatever is next after Gulf War, they can bring out a remastered Black Ops 2. Okay? So I'm not sitting here saying that they shouldn't bring out any Call of Duty content because I know that's impossible. Okay? He wants to make money. He wants to really build up this franchise again. I really truly believe that. Because if he does, he's going to make a buttload of money. Okay? But he needs to take a break. So after Gulf War, take a break from a premium title and bring out a remastered something, a DLC, something to get the hype going for the next, whatever is next, whether it's a Black Ops 2 sequel or whatnot, okay? So do that. Now then, I truly believe that Phil Spencer should do that. Okay, I truly believe that. All right. Now, with that being said, what about 2024? So let me start off with movies and TV. Okay. And I'm just going to be honest with you in terms of what all I'm looking forward to in terms of movies and TV. All right. I don't really care about actors or anything like that. But there's been two movies that have really, really caught my eye. Now, there's other things, but these are the ones that have come to my mind instantly. The first one is, no, I guess I shouldn't have expected anything less. Okay, so basically, it's let's see if I can get it on here. It's Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. Okay, let me see if I can't get it right there. So it is Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. Let me move that out some. There we go. Now, this is based off the most recent Ghostbusters film, Ghostbusters Afterlife. I've not seen Ghostbusters Afterlife yet. I want to, but I don't know. I just haven't. I'm saying it's just one of those things where I haven't done it. Okay. But by all counts, it treated the fan base right. Okay. And now they're coming out with another one. Now, a while back in my Geek Report, I said I saw Afterlife. I saw a little bit of Afterlife, but I've never seen the whole movie. So, yeah, I've seen a little bit of Afterlife, but never the whole movie. Okay. I plan on doing that. I plan on finding a time where I can just watch Afterlife. But anyway, this is going to be based off the Afterlife. Okay. They're coming back to New York. They're bringing back Dan Aykroyd. They're bringing back Ernie Hudson. They're bringing back a couple of the old Ghostbusters. We know that one of them died in real life. But yeah, they're bringing the original Ghostbusters back. They're bringing back the original people from Afterlife, the kids, the father, the mother, all that. So yeah, this is something I'm kind of looking forward to seeing because I remember the Ghostbusters from the 80s. Okay, not that abomination that was 2016 Ghostbusters. Okay, and I know people are going to say, "Oh, you just don't like it because there's women in it." No, I don't like it because it sucked. Okay, it sucked. All right, but the more recent Ghostbusters, Ghostbuster Afterlife, was pretty cool by all accounts. I plan on watching it eventually. I might watch it before I watch Frozen Empire. Okay, but yeah, this is something I want to watch. Now, let me explain something to you. Okay, if I say I'm interested in a movie, okay, that means without saying that I'm really interested in a movie, that means I might be interested enough to go see it in theaters. Now, it is very hard for me to go see something in theaters because I literally have to drive an hour away. That means I have to put at least $20 gas in my car. If I go by myself or I go with someone else, you're talking $10 for tickets. 20 if I take someone else. That's not including popcorn and food and drinks, which I've long since learned it's better to get food and drinks maybe at Burger King or something else before going to the movie theater than just buying it at the movie theater. Because you can spend what you spend on food and drinks at Burger King, you literally could spend that instead of spending $14 for popcorn. Okay, it's just the way it is. Okay, but you're talking at minimum, and I'm talking minimum. Like if we didn't get anything to eat, if we just got the tickets, went in there, watched the movie, came out again, came home, you're talking minimum $50. Okay, with that money, I could go out and buy food. So when I say I'm really interested in something, that means I am interested enough to go see it. So yeah, I'm interested enough to go see Frozen Empire. Okay, I've liked the trailer. I like what's being based on. I like the feedback I'm getting from the fans. So yeah, there's that. Okay. Now this one, I know there's going to be people who are not going to like this, just because of just the climate we live in now. Okay, just based on the climate we live in now. All right, I know there's going to be people who are not going to like this. I'm going to get on here, and this started blowing up my Twitter feed right when it dropped, which was about 2 weeks ago. Okay, I mean, I literally saw this just blowing up my Twitter feed. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? And then a trailer drops. And that's Civil War by A24. Now, this is coming from the same people. And let me kind of get the. Let me try to see if I can't. Okay, so let me see if I can't find it here. There's supposed to be. It was written by Alex Garden. And as you can see here, he did he did 28 Days Later, which I liked. And he did Ex Machina and Annihilation, which I have not seen. So he's doing Civil War, okay? And this is going to be based on a modern day Civil War, okay? And that's why I'm really interested to see this. Because whenever you're dealing with a subject matter like this, okay? Whenever you're dealing with subject matter like this, you cannot avoid politics, but at the same time, you cannot let politics overshadow the story. So I'm hoping that's what happens. I hope he tries to ignore the politics as much as he can, but at the same time recognize that he can't ignore it all. But I hope he comes at it from a fantasy, science fiction, alternate history type of view, okay? If you look behind me, you see some books. I've got like Mercenaries, George Washington Spies, I got some of the Raw series, stuff like that. I hope he comes at it from a fantasy point of view, okay? But I'm really worried that the politics is going to overshadow Civil War, but I am interested to see it, okay? I am very interested to see this. Now, when the other trailers come out, that might change things. And it's going to be in theaters in April, okay, which is right around my birthday. So, yeah, I am very interested to see this, okay? But other trailers may change my mind about this, okay? It just depends on what we see in those other trailers. But I'm really hoping he's not coming from this from a political standpoint, but from a more fantasy to alternate history type of standpoint. Okay. Now, look, you ain't going to ignore the politics. Okay. Let's just be truthful here. When you're making a movie about a modern day American Civil War, you're not going to be able to ignore the politics of it. Okay. There ain't no way you're going to be able to ignore the politics of it. No way on God's green earth are you going to be able to ignore the politics. What you are going to be able to do, though, is minimize the politics and make it about the story. And that's what's most important. And if he can do that, I think that he can create a new renaissance of films. Okay, a long time ago, there were films like Invasion USA, Tomorrow When the War Began, Red Dawn, these dystopian films, okay? Book of Eli is another one. The Road could be another one. We've not seen those type of movies in a while now, okay? And I truly believe that if he can do this right, if he can get tons of money from this film, okay, then yeah, I think they really could do it. But he cannot be political about it, because if he tries to be political about it, he's going to literally break up one half of his audience, okay? But if he tries to minimize the politics of it, okay, and there ain't no way you're going to be able to remove politics completely from this, but if he minimizes the politics behind it, okay, and he focuses on the story, and if he gives us a decent reason why everything is happening in the movie, he can't just sit there and say, okay, these states succeeded from the Union, and now we're in the middle of a civil war. He can't just say that. He's got to give us a reasonable reason why this is happening, okay? And I think that's where he's going to really run in trouble with politics. I really do, okay? But he can't just jump us into the movie and say, okay, these states have succeeded. We're now in the middle of a civil war. Let the story begin. He can't just do that. He's got to give us a logical reason why this happened, okay? He's got to give us some kind of timeline, okay? Even if it's just 30 seconds where, okay, this happened and this happened and this happened and now we're here, then I can accept that, okay? But he's got to be real careful in avoiding the politics of this. But if he comes at it from a purely fantasy, dystopian movie type of feel from it, okay? If he comes from that point of view, not by a political point of view, but from a pure storytelling point of view, and if he gives us a decent timeline, I think Civil War could be a great film. It could, and now I don't expect it to win any awards. I full on don't expect it to win any awards just because of the way Hollywood is. But yeah, if he comes at this from a pure storytelling point of view, okay, and if he tries to minimize the politics behind this, and if he gives us a good reason why this is happening, don't let us use our imaginations on this. Just tell us what's going on here. How did we get to this point when the movie starts? Then yeah, I think this could be a great movie. I really do. I think this could be an awesome movie. But like I said before, trailers could change my mind about that. Trailers could really change my mind about that. So let's see what other trailers say before I say, okay, yes, I'm definitely going to go see it. Because I don't say that. I rarely say, yes, I'm definitely going to go see it. Because it just costs so much money to actually go see a movie. Because there are no movie theaters in my area. You know what I'm saying? The nearest movie theater is literally an hour away, which means I've got to at least put $20 gas in my car, which means I've got to worry about how I'm going to pay for tickets. So with me, it'd be like $10. But maybe if I bring a friend or something, because I often bring friends when I go see a movie, I'm going to be spending $20, $30 right there. So you're looking at $50 minimum right there. That's not counting food and drinks and everything else. So yeah, when I say that I'm really interested in a movie, it means that I'm willing to spend the money to go see it. But that does not guarantee I'm going to go see it. Just because it costs so much. Okay? Now, when it comes to streaming, that's a totally different beast. I can watch streaming from my bedroom, and I will stream that. That's definitely something I will stream. But like, as far as going to a movie theater and seeing this and Frozen Empire, I can't flat out say that yet. I need to see more information about this. I need to see where his mindset is in terms of this movie. Okay, I already know where the mindset is at with Frozen Empire, and I like where it's coming from. It's coming from a love of fans and the lore of Ghostbusters. This is a entirely new IP, and I don't know where the mindset of Garland is at. I think it's what his name is. Is it Garland? Let's see here. Yeah, Alex Garland. So I'm not sure where his mindset's going to be at. Is it coming from a political standpoint, or is it coming from a pure storytelling standpoint? If it looks like it's coming from a political standpoint, I'm not going to go watch this because I already know that it's going to be garbage. But if he's coming at it from a pure storytelling standpoint, I'm going to go see it. Okay, I'll already try to go see it. But like I said, it's really hard for me to go see anything in theaters because there are no theaters in my area. The nearest theater is an hour away. And that's literally $20 gas right there. And with everything else attached, you're looking at minimum $50, $70 just to go see a 2-hour movie. Okay. So I got to weigh the cost and the benefits of that. Do I go see this or do I put food on my table? It's literally that simple. Okay. And this is the movies that I'm looking at right here. Okay. On top of like Disney's impending Civil War. In terms of games, I'm looking at Call of Duty. What's going to happen with Call of Duty in terms of Phil Spencer taking over, Microsoft taking over? Are they going to make significant changes to Call of Duty, or are they just going to be new boss, same as the old boss? Okay. Now, before we kind of cut out on this, and I know that there haven't been a lot of live viewers who watch this over on Twitch, but if you do watch this over on YouTube, if you watch this over on Rumble or Odyssey, I thank you for watching this. Please leave a comment below. But finally, I kind of want to do something that I do every year. So every year around this time, right before the old year dies and the new year's coming along, I kind of look at some psychic predictions for 2024. Now, let's look at the Nostradamus predictions, okay? Because Nostradamus is probably one of the most famous psychics there is. Okay, so let's look, and this is coming from the New York Post here. And I'm going to take my face off here. But I always look at kind of psychic predictions at this time of year because of the simple fact that let me get. I know I'm gonna put my face back on there. Just because of the simple fact that I kind of want to see what's coming in the new year. Now, do I really believe in Nostradamus? The jury's out for me because he did make some accurate predictions, and some things he said hadn't come true yet. You know, I mean, some people believe he predicted Hitler Hitler, that he predicted all these other people. You know what I'm saying? That he predicted the fall of Napoleon. That he predicted a lot of things, but at the same time, there are some who don't believe that. I'm open to the possibility of it. I'll be flat honest with you. I'm open to the possibility of it. So let's see what he's saying about 2024. Let's start with him. And let's see. It talks about his prophecies. Okay. So it's the first one, and this is coming from the New York Post. Okay. And it says here, Prince Harry becomes king. Now, I just don't see how that's going to happen. But it says here, one of the passages in the long text says that a king of the Isles will be driven out by force. Some think Nostradamus was referring to King Charles. Another passage supposedly about Charles says, soon after a war, a new king shall be appointed, who for a long time will appease the earth. Okay? Who will for a long time appease the earth. Some people have said that this could be Harry, that he would replace William because the spare heir, I guess you say, has no mark of a king. So that's one thing that people are saying that he's predicting, that Harry is going to replace King Charles, and that King Charles is going to be removed because of all the attacks against him and his new wife. So it does not look like it's going to be a good year for the Royals. Okay. But my thinking behind that, but here's my question behind that, is the line of succession goes from King Charles to William's kids. Okay. So how would Harry get bumped up before William? Would it be a decision by King Charles? Would it be Parliament? Or would they still have to follow the succession line? If they still have to follow the succession line, then something has to happen, and I pray to God don't, okay? Something has to happen to William for him not to be able to become king. But if they don't have to follow the succession line, if there's some kind of law where it says a royal can nominate another royal to be king, then I could see where King Charles would be like, hey, Harry, why don't you step in, and be king? The problem I see with that in terms of not just the succession line, but also there's really been a fracture from what I understand between Harry and the family. Okay. Now, I'm not taking into account what Meghan Markle said, but I do believe there is some kind of fracture because Harry and Meghan live in Canada right now, from what I understand. Why wouldn't he be living in England if there wasn't some type of fracturing between Harry and the family? So I'm kind of wondering how that's going to turn. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe something's going to happen where King Charles kind of makes up with Harry, and then he can't take it anymore, or maybe his health declines or something, and he brings Harry on board. But I'm not really into the royal, so okay, there's that. Okay. Now then, next thing, it says China wages war. It says the red adversary will become pale with fear, putting the great ocean in dread. Just off the bat, I can tell you this is about Taiwan. Okay. Now this is either China and Taiwan, or this is North Korea and South Korea. Okay. I think it's going to be China and Taiwan. I'm just being flat honest with you. I think that China and Taiwan are going to knock butts, or they're going to knock heads, I should say, and basically they're going to ask for the U.S. for help, and something's going to cause us to intervene. Okay, Joe Biden, I'm not going to get political on that. I mean, I'm just going to sidestep that. But certain promises have been made to Taiwan that we would support them should something like this happen. And I think this is going to be Joe Biden's. And I hate to say it like this. I want to ignore that. I want to push Joe Biden aside for a moment, not even consider him, but I got to. I think this is going to be a moment where Joe Biden is going to have to show what type of president he is. Is he a president that these people are going to believe and trust in or not? If he doesn't side with Taiwan, if maybe Taiwan takes out our aircraft, maybe Taiwan, no, not Taiwan, but China, maybe China does something that knocks down Taiwanese air defenses, okay? And the red is Taiwanese blood, okay? If that happens, Joe Biden's going to have to step in with our military. And I think this has been brewing for a long time. I really do believe this has been brewing for a long time, okay? There's no doubt in my mind this has been brewing for a long time, okay? But suffice it to say that Nostradamus is predicting some type of war with a red adversary. And I think this could either be China, Taiwan, and the United States, or this could be North and South Korea, because things have not been exactly stellar with North and South Korea. Okay, I mean, things. It seemed like things were better with Donald Trump than they were with Joe Biden, honestly. Okay, but yeah, he's predicting that a red adversary will become pale with fear, putting the great ocean in dread. And he talks about climate disasters, how we're going to have more climate disasters. And let me get down here and get something to drink because my mouth is getting dry as can be right now. But yeah, he's basically saying we're going to have more climate disasters. Now, here's an interesting one. He says a new pope is going to come into power. And it says here, through the death of a very old pontiff, a Roman of good age will be elected. Of him, it will be said that he weakens his see, but long will he sit in an imbibing activity. Now he's basically saying that we're probably going to get a new pope. From what I understand, the pope has not been well. Pope Francis has not been well, and he is 87, so he has lived a long Christian life. But the Nostradamus is predicting we're going to get a new pope. And that's basically it. Okay, that's basically what the New York Post has to say. There are so many other psychics predicting things, some good, some not so good. But yeah, those are just some of the predictions Nostradamus are doing for 2024. I go to Nostradamus because, I honestly think that he's probably one of the better prophets out there in terms of, just in terms of correctness. Like Napoleon, like Hitler, like all this other stuff. I think he is really, in terms of being correct, I think he's more correct than most. I truly do believe that. I think there was another one called Edgar. I think it was Edgar Gacy. Let me look that up. See if I can't find that. Psychics. Edgar Casey. It was Edgar Casey, who was a psychic. But I always go to Nostradamus. It's just something I do as the new year ends and the old year ends and the new year comes about. It's just something I do, and I wanted to share that with y'all. But what about me and this stream? Okay, what about what I'm going to be doing the next year? Okay, so first off, the reason I've not been streaming games lately is because it's really difficult for me to stream right now because I'm doing everything on a Chromebook. Okay. I could stream directly from my PS4, but I just don't want to do that. Okay. I just don't feel right doing that. So I think one of my plans in terms of streaming is I want to start streaming games again somehow, some way. But as y'all know, it does get hot in my room in the summer. So I might wait till next fall before I start streaming again. I'm still going to do my geek reports. I'm still going to do book reviews. I'm trying to get through a book right now. But one thing or another keeps on stopping me. It's Teeth of the Tiger. I know it's an old book, but it's by Tom Clancy. Tom Clancy's one of my favorite authors. He always will be. Um, Me and my family have been talking about getting a streaming service. If I do, I'll look at some of the stuff that's on there and do reviews on it. But yeah, we're looking at getting a streaming service. But right now, just with everything going on, the way things are right now, we just can't afford it. I mean, it just seems like everything has gone up. Every single thing has gone up over in terms of groceries, energy bills, everything has gone up. But yeah, that is something I want to start doing again. I'm just waiting because I think this year I am going to be forced to choose either to get an Xbox Series X or a PS5. And I say choose is because I'm starting to wonder if maybe I shouldn't go over to Xbox. I'm starting to wonder that. I've always been a PlayStation guy. PlayStation has always been good to me in terms of the games they deliver, the experiences they deliver, and Xbox has always been garbage to me. And what I mean by that is I had an Xbox Series S one time, okay? And I had it for a month before it messed up. I sent it back to the manufacturer, okay? I paid $24 to send it back. I got it back, and it lasted another month before I started messing up. I said, screw this. I took it to GameStop, and they put it on, and I got a trade in for a PS4, okay? And and something simpler happened with the original Xbox. Okay, something very similar happened with the original Xbox, where I literally had for 3 months and it started messing up. Okay, but I'm starting to wonder if maybe I shouldn't try and get an Xbox Series X, or if I should stick with PS5. I'm waiting to see what the new PS5s are going to be like, because I think they are going to come out with better PS5s. The thing about the PS5, and I'm going to get a picture of a PS5 on here now. Now, they come in two versions. They come in the digital version, and they come um in the disc-based version. I buy things digitally. I'm not going to lie to you. I do buy things digitally. Okay. But the thing about it is I always will prefer discs over digital. The thing about digital is that sometimes it's just better to get it digitally, okay? And I'm going to bust this out and show y'all what I'm talking about. And if it'll ever come up, okay. So this here's a PS5. This here looks like a disc-based version of the PS5. I think we're going to get I think we're going to get a new model of the PS5 this year. I think it's probably going to lower the price. That's one of the things that's kind of holding me back is price. I'm just not willing to spend $500 on a console. I can spend $400. And I'm talking about just the console itself. I can spend $400 on a console. Most of the time, I spend like $300 on a console. So either they need to come down on the price a little bit, or something, because there are going to be people out there who are not going to spend $500 on a console, not with the way things are now. Okay. Here's the thing, though, is that I don't like the setup they got here. Now, from what I understand, there are two ways you can do it. You could do it this way, and you can do it horizontally, okay? But they say this is the best way to do it. I just don't like the way they did it, okay? I don't like it, okay? I just don't like. I don't like the design of it. I wish they would go back to the horizontal design where everything was horizontal, okay? I wish they would do that. I don't know why they did it like this. Maybe it was a cooling thing. Maybe it was, people wanted less space taken up. I just don't like the design of it right now. The physical design of it. I don't like the price. And honestly, with Xbox buying up Bethesda and getting Starfield, and not including Starfield, but just Halo, Gears of War, I'm starting to wonder, maybe should I go over to Xbox? But let's see what games come out for PlayStation 5. I mean, they've already got some pretty stellar games. Horizon Zero Dawn, the Horizon Zero Dawn sequel is one of them. If they brought out some stellar games that were maybe part of universes I know, like Killzone, like Infamous, like maybe even Uncharted, then I would lean more to getting a PS5. But right now, I just don't know which console I'm going to get. And usually, I know by now which console I'm going to get, but I know I'm going to be forced this year to get one because they're going to stop probably supporting PS4 this year. I fully expect them to do that. And that's what I currently have right now is a PS4 Slim. Okay. So that's why I've not been streaming. It's because I'm doing everything through Chromebook and I still got a PS4. Okay. But I'm hoping that will change this year. I'm hoping this year will be somewhat better year in terms of finances. But look, I want to thank everyone who has supported my streams. Okay. I want to thank everyone who has commented on my streams. I want to thank everyone who has just been chilling with me on my streams, on my videos. I'm going to try to do a better job this year in giving you content that you want. Okay. I'm going to try and do a better job of that. All right. And I just want to thank each and every one of y'all for just coming in here and chilling with me when you can. Okay. I want to thank each and every one of y'all. But like I said before, please catch me over on Rumble, over on Odyssey, over on YouTube. As far as Twitch will be mainly for gameplay streams. I am going to come back to Twitch. Well, I don't know yet. I might go over to YouTube for gameplays as well and just kind of leave Twitch alone. But tonight, I thought I'd do one last stream for 2023 over on Twitch. But yeah, this is the end of 2023. And just kind of put everything in a bowl, okay? Just kind of put everything in perspective. In terms of just everything, I think I'm from Arkansas. I live in Arkansas, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. I live in Arkansas. And the thing about that is when a storm is coming because the crops will go from this to this, okay? The wind will blow them like this. You'll see trees going from straight up to diagonal almost, okay? I think 2023 was the year we saw the storm starting to come in. And I think 2024 is going to be the year of the storm. I think there's going to be some huge monumental changes in 2024 in probably every aspect of our lives. Okay? That's just my own personal prediction and feeling about things. Okay? I truly believe that in 2024, 2023 was the year that we saw the first signs of the storm. And it don't matter what you're talking about, you saw signs something was coming. And I think 2024 is going to be the year the storm hits. But look, if I don't see y'all again, Happy New Year's. Okay? You all take care of yourselves. You all take care of each other. You all watch over yourselves. You all be groovy. You all be cool to one another. And I will see y'all in the next video, in the next stream, and in the next year. Laters and salutations.